Hello to all my friends out there. So now I want to make a very simple batch of beans. Okay, I went to Smart and Final and I bought about 2 cups of beans and barley. And I rinsed them good. And then I covered the beans with water and I boiled them. And then I let them set for 1 hour. And then I rinsed them again. And I covered them with water. And I have 1 package of bacon. Let me show you, from Dollar Tree. You could use ham, you could use beef, because this has barley in the beans. That's going to thicken up your beans. I have some onion, dry onion, about 1 tablespoon, some crushed red pepper, and some lemon pepper. So I just want to... If there is a trick to good beans, it's don't be in a hurry, and you have to watch your beans. I think I mentioned the last couple of times. In my way of thinking, if you are going to eat beans, you might as well make them cheap. That's why I use bacon. And so basic beans is some kind of meat, salt, pepper, and sugar. So a little sugar. Oops. Ooh. And a little salt. Okay, that's it for the beans. And then you just want to cook them down. They're going to take several hours. This would be good in a crock pot. Okay, so now I want to make some bread. You know, not all my followers have been following me. Welcome to all the new followers. You know, I can't even find my own videos. Okay, what I did was I'm using the raw sugar, and look how my yeast has really taken off. I bought this at Smart and Final. It's raw sugar. I just shaved it off with the side of a knife. It's really good in the mint tea. I didn't want to use the raw sugar in the beans though, because I was afraid I might get them too sweet. The salt, pepper, and sugar is the old-fashioned way. You'll notice in old-fashioned fried rice, it's bacon sometimes, onion, vegetables, rice, salt, pepper, and sugar. That's the way my friend's mother made it for the Buddha temple. And so when I first started making this bread, I thought to myself, how the world can this even work? All it is I have a half a cup, I'm making half a batch. I have about a half package, no, a half a cup, a little over a half a cup water. I put about a tablespoon of sugar and 2.5 teaspoons of, I go a little bit heavy on the yeast, even though it's a half a batch, because I don't want my bread to fail. And then a little salt. So you might be going, well, how can this even be good? Well, it just is. I don't know how. It's bread down through the generations, you guys. Okay, so now this is super easy. If you've been following me, you've seen me make this a lot. Very easy. Water, sugar, yeast, and I added the salt. And then I have flour. I'm probably going to start buying the flour and the sugar and all the large quantities of essential foods at Smart and Final, you know, in 20, 25 pound bags. You know, this I bought another kind of, this is how I do it. I bought another kind of beans at Grocery Outlet. I think I'm going to this is going to be a very small loaf, because it's only half a loaf. So I think I'm going to just make a little round loaf. That's it. See how it's starting to stick together? You don't have to be any kind of, you know, expert to make bread. I have a little skillet. I think I'm going to cook my bread in my little skillet. I'm going to bake it in my little skillet. Just going to make a little round loaf, let it double in size, and bake it. See how easy this is? And it's going to taste good with my beans in a few hours. And I'm just going to rise it one time. See how it's not sticky at all? Or if you made a half a batch like this, you could cook it in a pie pan or any little pan. And then when I eat this bread, I'm going to have some butter and some jam. You know what else I do with this bread? You all know if you've been following me. In the middle of the night, instead of oatmeal, oh, you know this raw sugar? This would be really great in the oatmeal. You know, the oatmeal smoothie? Make the oatmeal, add the raw sugar, maybe some fruit or something, and then add milk until it's like a smoothie. I'm just going to put this in my little round skillet. I'm going to let this double in size. I'll put the little sign of the cross on my bread, and I'll put it in my skillet, and then I'll bake it. This bread comes baked 450. Well, this is half a loaf. If you make a whole loaf, see how easy it is? If you make a whole loaf, it's still a pretty small loaf. Okay, I'll be back in a little while. I want to encourage you, the beans would be good in a crock pot. Really good. And if you're new to stockpiling, get into the bread making habit. It could really save you someday. Okay, God bless you all.